We're here. We're going to make it. Final lesson, Pre-Algebra 23. All right. This lesson is a huge review, and it's going to be simple as long as you remember these symbols. So we're going to go through them, and we're going to say what the words are. All right? So this is going to be a little bit of writing. Bear with me. Flip with me so that you can follow along also in your book, too, as I rip my book. Lesson 23. Inequalities represent not just equal equations that are equal, but equations that have inequalities. So, what is the symbol used in this first statement? It is a less than. Therefore, 5 is less than 9. You'll see why I'm going through all of these again. X is not just less than, but less than or, because of the line, equal to 4. Okay? X is less than or equal to 4. 9 is greater than 5. And you guessed it, the last one is X is greater than or equal to 4. These are going to be crucial, pre-algebra kids, for you guys to know and understand as we go through this next lesson. So, we're basically now going to test some values with these inequalities. So here's a first example. X plus 1 is greater than 6. So if I plug in 3 to this, I get 3 plus 1, which is 4, which is not greater than 6, therefore it's false, right? But 4 plus 1 also is only 5, therefore not greater than 6. 6 plus 1, well, yeah, 6 plus 1 is greater than. 7 plus 1 is going to be greater than also. Oh, I lost my... Well, okay, wait a minute, though. I skipped 5, that's why. So, 5 plus 1 is equal to 6. Does our greater than have an equal to? It does not. It only has greater than. Therefore, it's false because it can't be equal to. It has to only be greater than. But 6, 7, 8, all true because they are all greater than 6 when you add 1 to them. All right. So, now we're going to do a lot of work. Don't be shocked by this. It's really not that bad. It's just an example of every possible way that you can write inequalities with x's and, well, in this case, we have a number. But we're going to get to an example where we don't, no, actually, we don't have a number. So, each phrase here explains a situation, and we have to come up with a symbol that's going to represent this equation. Or symbol is kind of a bad way of saying it. We need to come up with an inequality, okay? Or an expression, but it has an inequality sign. Here we have Keisha sold at least 5 plants, okay? So at least would mean that she could sell 5. So it could be equal to, but she did not sell less than 5. Therefore, x has to be greater than or equal to 5. Now, how will we show this on a number line? Well, we go to 5 and we put a dot because it can be equal to 5, right? She sold at least that amount, but we would only shade this way because she did not sell less than 5. She sold at least 5. She sold no more than 5 plants, okay? So now I have to come up with another inequality that's going to show this. She could sell 5 plants, but she did not sell any more. So in this case, she sold less than 5. Less than or equal to 5. Again, come over here to our 5, but our arrows go in the other direction. All right? So, less than or equal to 5. What about if she sold at most 5 plants? At most 5 plants. Well, she could also equal 5, right? At most, but she also could sell less. There's where you have to like think through some of these. Less than 5. So less than or x is less than or equal to 5. What about if she sold no less than 5? No less than 5. Well, this is saying just like the first one, she sold at least 5. No less than 5. So x is greater than or equal to 5. Come over here, we put a circle dot, and our arrows go in this direction because she sold no less than 5. She didn't sell 4, she didn't sell 3. What if she sold, this one's easy, more than 5? She didn't sell 5. She sold more than, greater than 5. So we're going to put a circle, not a dot, a circle, because it cannot equal 5. It can equal greater than 5. And put an arrow. What about fewer? This is nice too. She sold fewer than 5. She did not sell 5. She sold less than 5. Again, a circle. And highlight less than 5. So hopefully this makes sense. You're going to be doing this in your homework today. You have a table in your homework that they want you to fill out. And so they give you these three things. They give you a phrase, or words is what they call it. And they give you an inequality or symbols. And then they give you a solution, which the solution is really just the number line. And they have the number line for you. They have an example of each category because you basically have to create what they haven't created in the homework. And then you also kind of have to solve using this. And so do I have another? I don't have another example, but I want to show you quickly now that I'm looking at it. If like I had something like x plus 4 is greater than 10, okay, and I wanted to know what x is equal to, I just would do my properties. You treat this like it's an equal sign, all right? X is greater than 6. And if you think about it, if you test that theory, well, if I put in 6 here, that doesn't work. So it has to be 7 or it has to be 8 or 9 in order for it to work. So this is how you may need to solve some of your problems. Finding what that number for x is, that it has to be greater than or equal to or less than, okay? So the inequality acts as though it's an equal sign. It just is more inclusive in that it can have multiple numbers that could be an answer, but it still can give you an answer. You can still use the same properties to solve for an answer like this one on the board. We'll meet in the Zoom. We are going to finish this up. I'm going to hand you a test next. We'll do maybe a few review problems via Zoom before we get into that test. But then, guys, we are done with the pre-algebra book. And I'm so excited to dive in with you on the algebra stuff and get you prepared for next year. Thanks for bearing with me and listening to me. I hope that these videos can be helpful to you. Please feel free to ask questions, though. I know that this stuff, I go through it really fast when I'm videotaping. Rewatch the video if you need to. So thank you, guys. I'll see you in the Zoom.